Oh, my ping has vastly improved.
Ah, who could have thought? Who could have foreseen that the ping would get better?
I'll send you my slideshows now as
Yeah,
well.
awesome.
While we're doing this.
Looks like I'm dropping lots and lots of frames. I'm hoping that this is a little bit better, or at least it will slowly improve over time. So let me know if there's an improvement in the stream quality, guys. Kieran says try blowing in the cartridge. If only there was a cartridge to blow into. If only the solution was that simple.
If only.
Alright, so I'll just give it a minute just to... Or less than a minute. Oh, you know what? My little status indicator in OBS has gone from orange to green. And I'm going to say that that's good enough for me. So I'll press on. And the preview looks pretty good. Alright, so... We're here to talk about babies.
I'm ready.
Before we even start, what is your if you had to sum up your feelings about baby Pokemon in one word, what word would you choose?
Mixed.
Okay, yeah, good. I like it.
I actually did have a good think about this. If you want me to add a few more words onto that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Because I feel like I've got so many things to go through. So I feel like we're going to get the full breadth of your mixed feelings. Because I think I have extremely mixed feelings.
Yeah. So when we started talking about this last week, I was of the full opinion that baby Pokemon were dumb and lame and a gimmick to sell more merchandise, because they're like cuter Pokemon. When I looked this up on Bulbapedia, I didn't know about the thing that, like, how it's actually defined.
Yeah.
I thought it was very, very loose. No, and I know that you're about to go into the definitions in a second.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's just go into it now. So, this is, as you can see on the screen, this is literally the definition of baby Pokemon. They're their own classification. It's not just anything that looks like a baby. It's Pokemon that you can, number one, only get by breeding. You cannot get them in the wild. There's no methodology of obtaining them outside of breeding. They have to be the lowest form in the family chain. There can't be anything before them. It has to evolve at least twice. So it has to be in a chain of 3. And it has to be in the undiscovered egg group. And what that means basically is the undiscovered egg group. I'm operating on the assumption that most people know what egg groups are. It's basically what determines which Pokemon can breed with others. You have to be in the same egg group to stop things like an Onyx being able to breed with a Caterpie.
However, there is that classic meme of Whale Lord mating with a Skitty.
Yes, which is possible, stupidly possible. So egg groups is how that whole system functions, and the undiscovered egg group is basically Pokemon that don't breed. So, because obviously baby Pokemon, you can't breed them. You can obtain them by breeding, they can't breed themselves. So the undiscovered egg group is full of legendary Pokemon, baby Pokemon, most of the mystical Pokemon, because I know we touched on this earlier, where they are different slightly from legendary Pokemon. And some of the special Pokemon, like the special Pikachu, there's some sort of special Pikachu, kind of like Ash's Pikachu, like it's a named one, and that's in the undiscovered egg group. So this is if it doesn't meet these criteria, it's not a baby Pokemon, which actually means the list of baby Pokemon is not that long. It's a finite list. It's not just anything that looks cute and cuddly.
I've one bar. I have a bar.
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with. Evolves at least twice. I don't think that's applicable to all of... Oh, actually... yeah, it's not applicable to all of these. I'm not sure if that one should count.
This is what was on Bulbapedia, so I'm happy to be corrected. It could be that they made a bit of a mistake.
Well, when we go to all the babies, I can tell you individually which ones that don't, and it's a lot of them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do that. And I'll go on to the next slide. So now we know that what is a baby. And
what is a baby?
What is a baby anyway? Yes, that is wrong. Thank you, anonymous fairy.
Yeah, I wonder who that was.
Yeah, who could have foreseen? So what's not a baby? All of these things. These are ones where, to me, they look like they could be babies, but they're not. Like, what's this one called? Fanfi. Fanfi to me is like the classic. It looks like it should be a baby, but it's not, because it doesn't meet those criteria. Same with this one's Sphere or Sphere-Leo? I can't remember. I think it's just Sphere.
Yes.
Because that one does evolve twice. I know it does evolve twice, and that one doesn't count. Whimsir evolves twice. Solosis evolves twice. Timpole. I'm pretty sure I picked ones that all evolve twice.
I forgot to finish my thoughts on baby Pokemon, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because it relates to what we're currently talking about.
Yeah, go for it.
I said that I thought that they were dumb. Once I learnt about, like, the fact that you can only get them through breeding, that made me interested, because they're Pokemon that are purely there for the love of people who want to fill out the Pokedex. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. It's a nice, like, little change of pace, I guess, to how to get Pokemon without just having to, like, wait for them to spawn in the area where they live on route, whatever. It's just a nice little way of differentiating it, I think.
Yeah.
I also did not include any first stage starters, because that was too fucking easy, because they all look like adorable little babies, for the most part.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So without further ado, I'll go on to the next one. This is every baby Pokemon per the definitions on Bulbapedia. Of course, there's some which don't evolve twice, so I'm actually just going to check that in the background on a different tab, because I swear to God that's what it said. If not, Bulbapedia has made a mistake, which is fine. We all make mistakes. I won't hold it against you, but...
So, why not only evolves once into Wobbuffet? Bonsley only evolves once into Sudowoodo. Riolu only evolves once into Lucario. Munchlax only evolves once into Snorlax.
I have an embarrassing admission to make. I misread the Bulbapedia page.
That's fine. No need to be embarrassed. We've all been there.
It actually said it must be able to evolve at least once.
Okay.
So, let me just amend that real quick. Once. Oops. Learn how to spell.
I'm not sure if we're ever going to look at this slide again, but that's fine. In case anyone ever needs it for their Pokemon Studies class, we can give this to them as a resource.
Yeah. So, these are all the Pokemon. And you said you already identified most of them. For the most part, you can tell what they evolve into just by looking at them, because of their design, the way that they are literally just babies of previous ones. So this is obviously turns into Sudowoodo, to Wobbuffet, to Snorlax, to Electabuzz, to Lucario. They're all pretty obvious. And then there's just fucking this guy. You know,
which guy? I'm not sure who you're pointing at.
Oh, sorry. I'm pointing at this guy. But I'm pointing at Tyrogue.
Yes. Yes.
So I fucking hate Tyrogue. And this Chingling thing, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Tyrogue and his weird pants and shoes.
Oh, I hate Tyrogue.
Yeah, me too.
So what I've done is I have classified each of the baby Pokemon into three, I can't count. 4 very distinct categories. Because there's good and there's bad, and that's very clear. I feel like they're good, easy scales. But then there's other ones that they're not necessarily, like, good. I don't see them and I'm like, wow, that's a really great Pokemon. But I don't see them and think, wow, that's really bad. So to me, they're just the inoffensive ones where it's like, yeah, they're all right. Like, cool, it's fine. And then there's the deeply offensive ones that hurt me on a personal, physical, spiritual level, and I just hate that they exist, and we got to stop. They must be stopped at all costs.
Stop these powerful babies.
Stop these powerful babies.
There's a stream name. I'll change it.
Yeah, stop these powerful babies. So first things first, I want to know everyone's thoughts on, did I get the placements of these Pokemon in their categories right?
I change a few of them. I think mostly very good. What did I just say about stop these powerful babies?
These powerful babies must be stopped. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I would contend that I think Cleffa is good.
Cleffa's good.
I think Clever's good. I think Badu is kind of... it's inoffensive. That's fine. I think Happini sucks. I think Igglybuff... Oh, it's bad. Yeah. Baby Magmar, whatever the fuck it's called. That offends me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Because the thing is, and I didn't do it literally on a sliding scale, you'll notice that whatever the hell Electabuzz's mini-me is called is sort of in between. Elekid, that's right, is sort of in the middle, and that's because he's halfway between bad and offensive, and I didn't quite know where to put him, so I just sort of put him in the middle, so I could do the same with Mag Baby.
I'm hurt by it. I'm hurt.
Oh, okay, that's good. I'll move him back over then.
It's also is it an American plug?
Yes, yeah, it is.
You got to appeal to a global audience when you design these things.
Where's the beautiful tri-plug? Where's my grounding cable?
Where's my
grounding cable?
They should make a new evolution. It's like a USB-C cable or like something like that. No, they shouldn't. Yeah. As soon as I said that, I was like, this isn't funny.
It's also a Japanese plug, Mike is saying, which I think is correct. And the other thing too is that Kieran's saying that apparently you can catch some of these in the wild in Gen 4. But weirdly, I did double check Bulbapedia just then. I'm pretty sure I got it right. But who knows really at this point. I don't know if I can read.
That's fine. You can catch Chingling in the wild. I won't hold that against you.
It was on the list, that's all I'll say. It's on the list.
That's fun.
Yeah. I think though, I'm glad that we agree for the most part. I'm glad you didn't turn around and tell me that actually Tyrogue is really cool, because we have serious issues.
Pokemon shouldn't wear pants. That's
thank you. Finally, someone said it, Someone said it.
Unless it's Machamp, where it should definitely wear pants.
Oh, Machamp should absolutely wear pants. Take off your pants, Machamp.
Take them off. That's bad.
I obviously there's too many here to talk about literally all of them. And some of them we've talked about Togepi in our egg episode. We've talked about Happiny in our love episode. We've talked about Smoochum before as well. But that doesn't mean I don't want to talk about Smoochum. So what I've done is I've highlighted what I think are the epitome of each category.
Okay.
Which being Azumarill, Mantike, Tyrogue, and Mime Junior and Smoochum. I had to pick two because they both suck and I hate them and I really wanted to bash on them.
And we'll always take any opportunity we can to bash the baby version of our
mascot.
Of our mascot, yes. By the way, Kieran, don't worry, Machamp will have his day. We'll talk about whether his pants are his body or whether he can take his pants off or not.
Something I just thought about too. Doesn't Lucario have some sort of pant-looking thing? Like, doesn't it sort of look like he's wearing pants?
Probably looks like it. Not as much as Machamp,
not as much as Tyrogue.
Oh, I can tab out, can't I? Yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's safe for you to tab out.
Safe for me. I can look up all the lewd Lucario pics that I want. Yeah. Lucario, as I like to call him.
Yeah, like I didn't pick Pichu. I nearly did. I nearly picked Pichu, but then I was like, we're going to do Detective Pikachu, and I feel like that's going to be the Pikachu episode where we talk about all things Pikachu, and Pichu can be included in that.
Yeah. Plus,
I love Azumarill. And this is my presentation, so I get to pick who I want.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I've just teed off the good versus the bad, and then the inoffensive versus the inoffensive. So the good versus the bad. Azumarill versus Tyrogue. Azumarill is, I just love everything about it. I will say, maybe not for everybody. I get that not everybody likes this aesthetic and this vibe, but I fucking love Sobble. Sobble's great, and Azumarill reminds me of Sobble. Or Sobble reminds me of Azumarill, one or the other. But it looks just adorable. It looks like you just want to pick it up and give it a hug. It just wants a hug. It's beautiful, and I love it. It also, I like that it looks like a baby Marill. It's very clear what what Azumarill is, it's a baby Marill.
Mhm.
Whereas Tyrogue, I mean, what does Tyrogue look like it evolves into? Because if you tell me
Looks like
Hitmonchan, you're a liar. Like, you're a
looks like it
liar.
evolves into Mewtwo.
Yeah, it's got because it's all like got very discreet human-looking limbs. It's got the weird things on its head. That could have turned into Mewtwo's little things that he has on his head. He's almost purple. We're getting. I mean, maybe this was the original plan for Tyrogue. Maybe we're uncovering Nintendo's secrets right now, live on stream.
Does Tyrogue also evolve into Hitmontop, which is another?
Yes, I think it does. It does because
Yeah.
the way that it. And also, I hate this. The way that it evolves is whether or not its attack stat is higher or its defense stat is higher, or whether they're perfectly equal.
That's awful.
So good luck figuring that shit out when you're playing the game. Like, oh, I have to make sure that my attack and my my defense are perfectly equal, so I can have my favorite Pokemon Hitmontop.
My favorite.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah. And sorry, Kieran, we didn't pick Togepi because we did him in our egg episode. You've got to watch our Egg Boy themed episode, and you'll hear all of our Togepi thoughts.
I just want to say as well, I agree with you completely on Azurill. Not when it's crying. I think it's a bit annoying. I do also want to give a shout out to Buoyant Butt.
Yes.
/ Randy, which it also reminds me of now. Which from now on will give me good memories. I have more to talk about with Marill and Azumarill later on, by the way. So.
Okay, great.
By the way, this Pokemon is Azurill, not Azumarill.
Oh,
I'm gonna
right.
fix this.
Sorry.
I can definitely understand why the mistake was made.
Sorry, my bad.
No need to apologize. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't like Tyrogue at all. I don't like this, but I especially. Why is he? Oh yeah, you want to go? Like yeah, let's go. Like, what is he doing? Like,
he is in a pose that you would start like a catch can Greco-Roman wrestling thing.
Yeah.
That's actually what's going on.
Okay, it doesn't make any sense, and I don't like it.
Because Hitmonlee and Hitmontop and Hitmonchan don't wrestle.
Yeah, they punch and they kick and they spin, but they specifically don't wrestle.
Can I just say, I just read your notes and I laughed at stupid little boy with dumb hot pants.
Thank you.
I'm like, oh, that's right.
That's what he looks like, a little boy, like with those shorts and those shoes and those freaky little legs. He does look like he just gives off like he's a small child.
The back half of him looks like a horse.
Yes.
And I hate that.
It's this bit here on like where his hips are. His hips are way too big for his like tiny torso.
Yeah, it looks like he has a big butt.
He does look like he has a big butt. It's the Kim Kardashian Pokemon, Tyrogue.
Oh, you know what it is? Looks like someone got a horse and just shaved its thigh and calf and then left its butt and its hooves.
That's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like.
Try to unsee that if you can.
Oh boy. Also, I'm actually just going to quickly check my official Pokemon Handbook by Maria Espargo. Because I'm pretty sure that Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee do not have orange, or they're not really orange. They're kind of like light brown eyes. I'm pretty sure they have like red eyes.
Yeah, I don't think they have any. Which colour?
So Hitmonlee, I don't know if this is going to come up, but Hitmonlee sort of has reddish eyes. It's probably really hard to see, but the straight bits in his eyes, like the iris or the pupil-looking bits, are actually red. Hitmonlee just has black eyes, and I know we've talked about this before with the eyes. Why do they change colour? Why do they change colour? We talked about this with one of the Mega Evolutions where their eyes just inexplicably changed colour.
It's like Harry Potter. You know how in all the movies they're like, you have your mother's eyes, and then there's a one scene with his mother when she's a kid and she has completely different colour eyes, and it's really like they focus on her eyes really. It's like J.K. Rowling.
The same eye, same eyes, the same vibe coming from them.
It's actually super important, those things, because the eyes are the windows to the soul, as the saying goes. And there's that sounds like a dumb cliche, but there is some truth to that. It is how you connect with characters in movies. That's why, they put humans on the front of movie posters and game posters and stuff like that, as opposed to nebulous concepts. It's because it's a lot easier to start relating to something if it has a face. And eyes, I would say, are a big part of a face.
I think that they are a big part of a face.
I didn't know where I was going with that little sentence when I started, but I'm happy with where it ended up.
It ended in a good place. That was good.
Oh man, I just typed in Hitmonlee and a picture of Tyrek with his stupid boy pants came up.
He's really annoying. He's really annoying. Like, I really don't like him at all.
Me neither. Can we get away from this?
Oh yeah, let's move on. This
so dumb boy.
Now I've got possibly an even worse slide. I've got the inoffensive versus the offensive. Mantyke is super inoffensive to me. He's kind of cute. He's just a little baby manta ray. He looks very happy and sweet. Slight problem, he's a manta ray and he's not very cool. He's just yeah. He does look happy in every image that I was able to find of Mantyke. He's got this same fucking expression on his face, which is really cute. Just this like unbridled joy at existence.
I just don't know why they picked this Pokemon of all the Pokemon to have a baby version.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, what does a baby manta ray look like? Yeah. I'm also, it took me a while to remember what Mantine was called, and I did just have to look it up. Well, I mean, which is another Pokemon that evolves with another Pokemon being attached to it. Just like Slowbro. What's the deal?
Oh, yeah. What a great conversation we had about Slowbro last week. Bianca is biased against Pokemon with arms. All the ones that she loves, no arms. All the ones that she hates have arms. How dare you?
That's not true.
Secret. I like Charizard. Charizard's my favourite.
That's what I was thinking.
Look at him.
But he has tiny arms.
Tiny arms. That's the secret. The arms can't be the main feature. As soon as your big thing is I've got arms, sorry, can't do it. Not interested anymore.
Tyrek has pretty bad arms, so there might be some
exceptionally bad arms. Yeah. So I think we can agree that there's nothing really particularly wrong with Mantyke. He just sort of exists, and that's fine because they have to have some filler Pokemon. But I mean, Smoochum and Mime Jr. Oh boy, have there ever been a more problematic, offensive group of Pokemon, a pair of Pokemon that I've assembled together on one slide? Because I don't think so, and I don't think there ever will be.
No, I hate everything that I'm looking at, other than Mantyke, which I feel nothing for.
Pure apathy towards Mantyke, and unbridled hatred towards Smoochum and Mime Jr.
Oh my god, I actually properly just like looked at Smoochum, and I'm like, why does it have turf bangs? Why is it doing that thing with its hands on its hips? What is happening? Fuck you.
Yeah. So it's got the turf haircut for starters. Hate it. Yeah. To be fair, Smoochum was invented in gold, and that came out in like the very, very, very early 2000s.
Yeah.
And probably precedes the turf haircut, but I don't care. It has a turf haircut.
And the concept of turfs.
And the concept of turfs. It just makes me think of turfs, and I hate it. It's got the hands on hips. It's doing this. And I don't like it.
Yeah, it's voguing.
But like shittily. It's doing shit vogue.
And like a turf.
Yeah, it's doing it.
Turf
everything
vogue.
it's doing turf vogue. It will grow up to speak to the manager. That's the vibe that I get from this. It will grow up, it will walk into your store, and you will be like, oh, that'll be like $29.99. And then they'll be like, I have a discount. I'd like to speak to the manager, please. And then you have to deal with that. That's what Smoochum will do. That's why Smoochum must be stopped.
That's why Smoochum must be thrown into a fire.
Yeah. And Smoochum runs scams in the manga. This is confirmed. This is confirmed. I'm sorry. I just Kieran said that I might like this game on Switch, and it's called Arms. And you're not wrong. Smoochum runs scams in the manga. So in one of the manga episodes that's about Smoochum, all it does is just hang on, I've just got to find exactly where I noted this down.
Do you know what Smoochum is next to in the Pokedex? It's in between Hitmontop and Elekid. just a trio of shits right there.
It wasn't a good run that they were having in that.
Oh my!
In that
No, I just this picture of Smoochum in the anime is terrible. I'll pull it up.
So I'll also just say, so this is what Smoochum does in the manga. Jinx is a fortune teller, and Jinx's younger sister, Smoochum, has not learned to tell fortunes yet, but she pretends to anyways and fools 3 people and gives them bad fortunes. So not only is she lying and making up fortunes to these poor Pokemon trainers that have come to them seeking fortunes to be read, she lies to them and gives them bad ones. If you're going to be lying and making it up, you may as well just give everyone good ones. If I'm going to be lied to, I want to be happy about it. I don't want anyone to lie to me and tell me bad things. Just lie to me and tell me good things.
It's pretty typical, given, you know, it's very similar to how TERFs lie about being feminists and then just talk shit.
Fucking TERFs.
Think about it. It's based on a TERF.
Yeah. All in all, Smoochum sucks, and please see episode 1 for further clarification.
Oh my god! I just saw what Smoochum's sprite looks like in gold.
Yeah.
I will put it. You can look it up, or I can put.
No, I've got it. Oh my good kitty aunt, Jesus Christ! All right,
I'm gonna add this into.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Oh god, why did they do this?
Yeah, I'm deleting all this stuff.
Oh boy, this was the game that it came out in.
This is the big debut.
This was the launch image of Smoochum that was given to the masses.
What did I just say? Oh, here it is. Holy shit. Can you go down to the next slide? There'll be a nice picture of Smoochum waiting.
Okay, let's have a little look-see. No, I don't like it.
It's bad. I'm genuinely starting to not feel good. I've just looked at bad things.
It looks like its mouth's got a little duck mouth now. It looks like a duck.
It looks like an axolotl.
Yeah, it does, with those freaky fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna get off this slide. Thank you for sharing this, but I'm leaving this slide. And we're gonna talk about Mime Jr. instead. Something even better to talk about. I can't stress enough that I have literally nothing positive to say about Mime Jr. I don't like him at all. He looks stupid. He associates to Mr. Mime. His colour scheme is grey and palette and washed out and kind of pastel, and I don't like it. He looks like one of those toys that you can't push over. I've got a picture on the next slide, if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about, those toys that you can't push over. I don't know how else to describe them. He also, the way that he looks, he kind of looks like Noddy a little bit, and it makes me think of Enid Blyton books that I read as a child, and I did talk for way too long about Enid Blyton books at the end of our last stream. I will happily repeat myself. For those who don't know, Enid Blyton, she was an author of children's books. She was from the UK. It was in the 30s, 40s, 50s, mainly the 40s and 50s that she wrote. She just fucking pumped out children's books. I was reading a Wikipedia page before this because I was I'm going to brush up on my Enid Blyton knowledge. One year, she wrote 50 books.
I'm sure they were all really good.
Oh, yeah, they're all really good. But I mean, imagine she literally just must have sat there every fucking day of the year and just been every week, bang, book, done.
I don't know how, sure, you could do that if you wanted to, but why would you? There's no way that the quality would, these are kids' books, yeah? Are these all kids' books?
They're kids' books.
The quality can't be there.
Well, let me tell you, it wasn't. Oh, actually, that's probably a little bit unfair because I read them a lot as a kid, but I was a kid. I feel like kids don't really know, Kids just read anything.
That's fair. I hate Mr. Mime Jr. as well.
Yeah.
Not even Mr. Mime Jr., just Mime Jr. It doesn't look like it is a baby version of Mr. Mime either.
No, it doesn't. And neither does Smoochum, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, you can see it, but it's obvious that they've worked backwards. So, which Pokemon can we make babies out of rather than sort of, making the babies from the outset?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's all of them, pretty much, but most of them now. But fucking hell.
Yeah.
I just don't even want to talk about it.
That's okay. I've got a funny slide to
yes.
on because these are all the things that Smoochum and Mime Jr. remind me of.
This is the mood board.
This is the mood board of Smoochum and Mime Jr. This specific freeze frame of Honey Boo Boo Child is what I think of when I see Smoochum. But Honey Boo Boo Child in general, to be perfectly honest, because they're just kind of this grotesque child thing that I have to,
I have to look at.
I
work on the show. I edit it. Yeah. And I'm forced to look. I shouldn't call Honey Boo Boo it. No, I meant the show. Anyway, sorry. Never mind me. I forgot that Honey Boo Boo existed until I saw this slide.
Well, here I am, ready to remind you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. This meme of the shocked Pikachu, which I thought was topical because it's a Pokemon podcast and it's the manager haircut. I just thought this was really funny. So
I really need that transparent crop of that manager haircut just on file, just so I can use it for upcoming slideshows.
Just at will,
Yeah.
At will. I just pointed out that Enid Blyton's books didn't mention Pokemon once. That's true. That was a really big flaw on her.
That's a big fault.
To not write Pokemon books in the 40s and 50s for children.
Yeah,
she could have been the Maria S. Barbo of her generation, but she wasn't. So
she Lord of the Rings was out. I mean, come on.
Get with the times, Enid. This is the toy that you can't push over that I'm talking about. It's got Mime Jr. vibes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And fucking Noddy. I hate Noddy. I don't know about you. Just have to get that off my chest. I really dislike Noddy. And Mime Jr. reminds me of Noddy, especially with this bell thing on his hat. Mime Jr.'s got some sort of little orb thing on his hat, and it's silly.
I don't think I mentioned it yet. I used to really like Noddy when I was a kid. I don't know anything about it. I don't feel nostalgia in any way. I feel more nostalgic about Pokemon, which you could probably tell.
Yeah. I think it's probably a little bit unfair because Noddy hasn't, I guess, persecuted me personally. But definitely having multiple siblings that are significantly younger than me, and then them liking Noddy, and then me having to deal with that when I was 13 and having fucking Noddy on at all hours in the house because we only had one TV at one point, and it was yo, this is Noddy, we're watching Noddy now, we're going to watch Noddy. Not fun, not pleasant.
No.
Let's move on because I don't want to keep talking about Noddy. I'm not here to talk about Noddy.
I was just trying to find if Noddy was an analogy for something.
No, but Noddy was also created by Enid Blyton, so that's probably...
That's why I was trying to find out.
Yeah. The Noddy books and media empire, I guess. The
Noddy universe. The extended universe.
The extended Noddy universe. Apparently there was this bit where Noddy got jumped by gollywogs and they drove his car out to the middle of nowhere and took all his clothes and dumped him naked in the woods. Anyway, they edited that out once they realised that maybe wasn't a good thing to put in the show. So that's been retconned, and it's not gollywogs anymore. There's something else that does it. It's another baddie that isn't a gollywog. And instead of stripping him naked, they just take his shoes or something, which is still not a really good thing to do.
No, not good.
No, but what can you do, I guess, when the source material is that? So, look, there's 18 baby Pokemon. Only 5 of them I called good. That's not very many. That's an exceptionally poor success rate when you're creating a brand new category. Also, as you're well aware, Smoochum and Mime Jr. count for triple because they suck so bad. So they have an excuse at worst. So the
turf factor.
The turf factor. Once you apply the turf factor to these statistics, you only get a 22% hit rate of good Pokemon in the baby Pokemon category, which is poor. Big room for improvement. Don't know if that's something they're going to revisit anytime soon and add more baby Pokemon. Who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We just don't know.
Oh, they will. Oh, don't worry.
I hope so.
And they'll all suck.
Yeah. Then we could do another episode.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna have so much fucking content when like they start revealing all the new Pokemon.
I'm so excited.
And I was just thinking when I launch my gender critical YouTube channel, it's going to be called The Turf Factor.
The Turf Factor. I love it.
By the way, gender critical is what turfs refer themselves as.
That's bad.
By the way, yeah.
I just want to end on the simple proposition that Timmy was the best character in the Famous Five. Sorry to keep talking about Enid Blyton books. I got on a bit of a roll. I really wanted to make this point known. They all suck. They're all exceptionally poorly written, except for Timmy, who's flawless. Timmy's the dog. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
I actually watched a TED Talk the other day, and that's how he ended it. I was like, fuck yeah, get in. That's the best. The owner, if I get in, son. If I ever do a TED Talk, I'm going to open and finish with that line.
It's a bold choice, and I respect it.
So, yeah, this has gone a bit long because of our technical difficulties, but let's get through what my FFX chat and then see where we're at.
All right, let's do it. Let's copy this, and let's open it up.
So, Final Fantasy X.
Change the tack a bit.
So, it's my favorite game of all time, which I've only recently decided. I've considered 3 games my favorite of all time. Mm-hmm. One of them's Final Fantasy VII. One of them's Dark Souls. Mm-hmm. I eventually settled on Final Fantasy X because I thought if someone put a gun to my head and said you have to play one of these right now, any day of the week, I'd play Final Fantasy X. After being in the mood for the other ones, FF10 is just fucking funny. And the reason I'm talking about it on this Pokemon podcast is 1, it's a JRPG. 2, it's got interesting character designs. And 3, the main reason, it's coming out on Switch this week. And I'd like to encourage you all to play it so you can talk to me about it. But I thought it might be cute. I was just reading the word cute in the chat.
Like, I know what's coming on the next slide, and cute is not the word that I would use to describe anything that's coming yet.
It might be funny to talk about some of the character designs. Final Fantasy X. The first one is not like the others. I just want to get it out of the way. It's not horny.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's got a horn. It's got horns.
It's got some sort of little hauntings. Anyway, this is Anima, which is an Aeon. It just looks fucking cool and metal as shit. Look at it. It's so cool. When I was a kid, when this game came out, I was like, holy shit, that thing's cool.
It is exceptionally grotesque. Like, exceptionally grotesque. I like that it has 2 fucking heads.
Yeah, there's actually like a reason behind all these design things, by the way. I'm not going to spoil it, though, but there's a reason why...
You have to convince me to play it. You won't convince me to play it if you tell me the plot points now.
Well, we've got 5 slides to go, so I think we'll get there, buddy. Yeah, it's fucking cool. Anyway, let's move on. So this is Titus. He is the protagonist and the start of the trend of Final Fantasy protagonists being cute anime boys rather than brooding anime boys. And the thing I want to point out is that his outfit is so fucking busy.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of chains and zippers, which is like the most Nomura thing, which is his LA character design on all the...
Very Kingdom Hearts.
So Tetsuya Nomura is the character designer for most Final Fantasy games. He's also the main director of Kingdom Hearts. And you can fucking tell by looking at Titus.
You can tell just by looking at his fucking shoes. They just look like Sonic shoes, but just turned down a little bit. It's like there was a slider on shoe size, and he was capped for Final Fantasy X. And then when he made Kingdom Hearts, they figured out how to uncap it, and then he was just like maximum shoe size.
Yeah, it got progressively worse or better, however, as time went on. Yeah. You may not be surprised to learn that Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts 1 were in development at the same time.
He certainly does look familiar, doesn't he?
He's also in Kingdom Hearts, which is kind of a giveaway. But I think the main thing that you sort of focus on, well, I do at least, is the fact that he's like his pants situation, which is all over the place.
Yes, he
and it's
only has one pant leg. As Kieran has pointed out, he does only have one pant leg.
Yes. This is a Blitzball outfit. This is the optimum way to play the sci-fi game called Blitzball.
I don't even believe that for a second.
It involves swimming underwater, so I think you're right. Steel cap boots underwater, probably not the best idea.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, so like you get so transfixed by the pants, you don't realize that he's wearing overalls with a zipper, no shirt, and a hoodie, and a belt, and a hoodie that comes up to like his nipples, and that's it.
It's like a crop top hoodie that doesn't do up.
Yeah,
and it's short sleeved.
That's short sleeved.
One mismatching gloves. Why don't his gloves match?
Anime.
He looks. Can I just say too? He looks like, and I've always thought this. He looks like the main protagonist in Final Fantasy XII. I don't know his name. The only character I remember. Vaan. I keep wanting to say Balthier because that's the only character's name that I remember because I liked him, but I know he's the English one. And yeah, he looks like Vaan because they've both got sort of yellow clothes and this hair and just the general vibe.
So Vaan there's a story about how I think it was Balthier and Ash were going to be like the protagonists of that game, and then they did like focus groups and they were like, this game needs a cute anime boy, and that's the only reason why Vaan is the protagonist. And I feel like you have Titus to blame for that because you can see where they sort of took the design ideas from when they sort of had to last minute shove in a completely new protagonist.
Yeah.
He also doesn't wear a shirt.
Doesn't need it. He's in the desert. Don't question
There's some... Well, actually, we'll get into it later. At the bottom of this. If you could move on next. I'm very interested to know your thoughts on this character. His name's Lulu, who has a dress made of belts, which...
Yes, her dress is made of belts.
When I think of Nomura, this is the character I think of. Nomura just goes fuck. He used to be crazy about lots of belts. Now he's crazy about zippers and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
First things first. I like that she has pictures of buttons in the embroidery detail on her gown thing.
Yes.
The belts. What? I don't even know what to think. I don't even know what to think about the belts. They're in the right sort of shape that it could be actually the skirt part of the dress, but there's a big fucking hole so you can see her like thigh garter thing that she's wearing, stocking, I guess. I also am deeply concerned that the Moogle doll that she's holding is just covering up a massive nip slip on her.
Oh yeah, it's like always a second away from her.
Always, just like she's very. She's like flirting with the idea openly of a wardrobe malfunction at any point. Like one belt buckle could come loose. I feel like one belt buckle comes loose, and the skirt is gone. The skirt is just gone.
The whole thing just explodes.
It just explodes.
It's like Bayonetta.
It's irreparably able to be, put back together. It just can't happen.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find a different picture. No, never mind. Anyway. Good to know.
But yeah, she looks really cool. She looks really cool, I just want to say.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You can probably tell she's a black mage as well. However, she does live on like a tropical island paradise.
No, honestly, with all the shit that I've seen from these fucking games, look at Noctis, and you're like, let's just look at Noctis. He's on a road trip in this beautiful country. He goes to this beachside restaurant dressed like fucking goth McGee over here. Like me and all my goth emo friends on our way to a bloody Panic at the Disco concert, and the concierge is like, "Hi, what would you like to eat?" He's like, "Nothing, I guess."
I just want to go fishing. I need some cup noodles. Yeah, that's enough of Lulu. If you can move on.
Yeah.
I didn't actually have anything prepared to say, but wow. I do just want to know your thoughts.
Wow.
This is Seymour.
I love his big bow tie belt.
Yes.
I love that it's just green and nothing else is green.
His hair is the main. Look at that shit.
Yeah, that's wow.
Wait till you hear his voice as well. You're like, what? Who is this? Who is this? I'm gonna look
What's
up.
going on here? Is he wearing like a mesh top?
Where? Sorry, I can't see where you're pointing.
Sorry, like no, on his chest, like because.
Yeah, I've always been confused about that. It's like chest hair that comes up from his belly, like towards his chest, is what I always see it as.
There's this weird divot, like right where the bottom of his rib cage would be.
I'm gonna
like a black hole. I'm gonna put a circle over it.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it transparent. I'm gonna make the border yellow.
I think that's where his necklace is colliding with his weird chest hair. But
chest hair, yeah, because that just looks like he's got a weird hole. Like
it's more like tummy hair.
That's so weird.
If you want to go to the next slide, you can see texture looks like in game. No, the one up. Sorry, I just added a new slide.
So, okay. What is going on there?
Yeah, it's like he doesn't. It's like he's wearing this big coat, but it's not touching his skin. Like he's allergic to the fabric, but he does want to wear it.
Oh my god, he looks like my Ev Shadow song. With the hair and the coat like that. Like that's like what a helmet looks like.
But I thought you were going to say he looks like M Shadows from that band. What band is it? Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah, no, he absolutely does look like that as well. Hang on, I want to get a picture of my Ev to put in here as for comparison.
Yeah, go for it. While we wait, so Final Fantasy, great game. So many great quests. Oh my god, I just realized in this photo, it's up on stream, that Walker's hair is in the background. You can see the bandana and the big, like, bit of hair jutting out the top. I did not realize that.
There's no escape.
Fuck, Final Fantasy X is so good.
That's what my Ev looks like. I've just included it here. So you can see they've got the vibes because the helmet and this big curly thing that comes up because she's got those stupid glasses.
Oh yeah,
so practical, and the big coat.
Yeah,
this reminds me of my Ev.
For what it's worth, Seymour's also a half Guado, which is basically an elf. So that makes sense.
I'm on board.
Yeah. We can go to the next one. This is just a general roundup of horniness.
Wow.
These are just 3 examples. The one on the character on the left is Donna, and I think that's pretty typical of what the majority of NPCs wear in this universe. There's sort of a justification for it in that they're mostly living in tropical islands. However, the dude in the middle, Buran, lives in the fucking snowy mountains. So,
but he's got hair. He's Tiger Man. Is this the tiger people that you were telling me about? Is this what the ones that they're pardon me, the ones that they're adding in the new 14 expansion? Is this what they're based on?
Yes, these are Ronso.
Oh god, that's just, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I was thinking he looks more naked like that than he would without the loincloth.
Yes, that whole bit of the loincloth underpants that he's wearing are so bad.
It just draws attention to his physique, his thickness.
And every time I see like this or any of that promotional material for the new expansion that includes the cat people, it just makes me think of the Saberon or Saberon or however you say it. So I have no faith in me knowing how to pronounce things in video games anymore. In Warlords of Draenor, do you remember the cat people in Tanan Jungle?
Yeah.
They looked rad, and then
why aren't they in the game?
Yeah, why aren't they in the game? And why don't you make your cat people look like the Saberon instead of whatever the fuck this is?
To be the playable Ronso Command cooler. I think I showed a picture of him in a past stream.
Yeah.
The big blue guy.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. And on the right is if you have a basic understanding of what cosplay is, I'm sure you would have seen the image on the right. So that's Riku from Final Fantasy. This is a 10-2 outfit. And I only realised today that in this picture she's 17, which is a bit weird. Also, sign of the times with like the G-string slide that's hanging out. That's like tells you exactly when this game came out.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's deeply concerning.
If you play the game, it's very prominent. I also wanted to bring it up because she, when I was looking up pictures for this, I just typed in Final Fantasy X characters, and it comes up with like the panes of all the main characters. And for Riku, it actually had a picture of Jessica Nigri in cosplay as Riku, and I was like, well, that says everything you need to know, I think.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah, so I hope I've convinced everyone to go buy Final Fantasy X for the Switch. I hope Square Enix gives me a commission on that. And I'll give you my bank account details so you can send me that money.
Donate to Brendan's PayPal.
Donate to Patreon.
Mike's just saying that he likes her big belt with utility pockets, and I think that too. She will keep all of the necessary adventuring gear in those pockets. Unlike our dear friend, you told me his name and I forgot it, but
Iran,
he's got no pockets that I can see.
He just has one big diaper. Yeah, not great.
Not good. Not good. She can keep lots of useful things in her pockets.
I guess so. Okay, it's past 9:30.
It's past 9:30. I feel like, as much as I absolutely am dying to know what is in your rabbit presentation, I feel like that's going to make us go for at least like another 45 minutes.
It is. I've added more and more over the day. So we can talk about it next time. So given it's Easter this week, is going to talk about other rabbit Pokemon. But next week's also is actually closer to Easter. And next week also, because it's Anzac Day, also plan on talking about Australian Pokemon.
Yes.
Which are few and far between. But there's a couple of obvious examples. Maybe you can do that one.
Yeah. I've got some ideas on that one. Things that I want to claim as Australian Pokemon too.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, just like how we claimed Pavlovas and Phylap and all that other stuff, we're going to claim.
Where's the Pav?
Yeah, well, they made Vanillish and they didn't make a Pavlova Pokemon. We're halfway there.
Halfway there. I don't know. Oh, anyway, I was just about to go off on all the horny stuff that comes up when you Google Pokemon. But we've been there before. It's well-trod ground.
We have. We've been there many, many times. The Egg Boy Pokemon. An Egg Boy Pokemon. That's what we need. We need like a boy Pokemon, but isn't Tyrogue, that doesn't suck and throws eggs at people. That's what Pokemon's missing.
An egg throwing, a Pokemon that throws eggs would be good, actually.
Nintendo, hire us, please.
I know you got jobs going.
What? I'm not asking for much, but I am asking for some money.
I'm not asking much, but I am asking for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I know that like Sakurai like never sleeps. I'll take over.
He can have a sleep, and we will take care of business.
We will take care. I'm going to go watch the rest of The Matrix.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me that you were watching The Matrix. I can't believe you haven't seen it before.
It was, it's a fucking hell of a movie.
It's pretty ahead of its time. And
it's really fucking good and
it
incredibly ahead of its time. I just am so shocked about how little I knew. I just Googled The Matrix just then, and it takes like 6 lines of pictures for an image of the human goo pods to come up. No one's talking about those goo pods.
No, we move on quite quickly from them to other things.
But like, there's some more fucked up like HR Geiger imagery in that, and no one talks about it, which I thought is really interesting. It's
pretty dystopian. Like, I really like. I actually really, really, really like the second one, the Reloaded. And I have never seen Revelations, and I never will. So
I'm not gonna lie. Now that I have watched half of The Matrix and I know that it's really good, I'm really looking forward to watching the sequels, seeing where it all went after that.
Reloaded is good. I really like it. I really like it. But everything that I hear about Revolutions or whatever it's called is just the hot garbage.
Revolutions.
What is it called? I forget.
It's Revolution.
Revelations.
Yeah.
I think I called it Revelations by accident.
No, it is Revolutions.
Okay.
Sorry, I laughed when he said Revolution. I thought it was just Revolution. Matrix Revolution. That's terrible. Also, watching it, knowing that the two directors are trans, it's a very interesting experience. Also, the word trans is the first thing that comes up on the screen, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's like a computer screen and it says something trans, something, and I was like,
oh, okay.
That's obvious. Yeah.
I like how that just they just came out and just did it. They were just like, yeah, this is us. That's it now. No more questions. Thank you. Moving on.
Yeah, that's great. The Wachowskis seem great. Have you seen Jupiter Ascending though?
I would love to watch Jupiter Ascending.
Next movie night.
Yeah, it's on the list.
We gotta watch it, and we can also talk about it on the show because
Jupiter
there's some.
Ascending. Is that the one? Is that the one that had that the girl that does the Tag Heuer ads? What's
the
her
what
name?
ads?
Tag Heuer, you know, the watches, and it's like don't crack under pressure, and it's her. And she's got this watch, and fuck, what's her name?
It's Mila Kunis in the movie.
No, I'm thinking of the other movie. I'm thinking of the other one that was like a big budget sci-fi movie, and it had a very similar vibe.
Are you thinking of like Cloud Atlas? Is that it?
No, it's more recent than that. Fuck, what was it called? And it was about these two people. They were like a couple, maybe. And one of them was this model.
Oh, Cara Delevingne.
That's it. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that movie? I can't remember what that movie.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Because I remember seeing the posters and being like, "Wow, that looks like they're ascending."
That's what I thought Jupiter Ascending was when we were talking about it just now. Can we watch both of those movies actually?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like Jupiter Ascending,
Valerian and the
That's
thousand
it.
some
some bullshit. Yeah, we can talk about Jupiter Ascending because Channing Tatum plays a half dog man, which is cool.
Good.
And I think that's in our wheelhouse for this.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. The scope of this is going to grow every week. We've already talked about Final Fantasy. We've done a lot of Final Fantasy content on this, and they're both JRPGs. Fair game. Yeah, we're branching out.
I think it's fun.
I like it.
Oh man. Sorry, I've just been looking at pictures from screenshots from Jupiter Ascending, and I'm like, I have literally no memory of the plot. Mm-hmm. However, I have lots of memories of just the vibe.
The general vibe of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's the vibe. It's Marbo.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I can probably.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for us.
Oh my god.
Covered
Oh my god. One more thing. Channing Tatum's name is Kane because like canine. Get it?
Hey guys, did you get the joke? Did you get the joke?
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
thanks for joining the chat.
Yeah, thanks for joining in. Thanks for hanging out. Like and subscribe. Smash the bell thing. Follow me on PayPal. Donate me on Twitter. Do all those things.
Donate to me on Twitter. And make sure to write a message on my wall.
Yeah. Please put me in your top friends.
Oh my god, top 8. Goodbye.
See you guys. Thanks. Bye.